you're born between June 21st and July 22nd. If you're a Scorpio, you are born between October 23rd and November the 21st. If you're a Pisces, you are born between February 19th and March the 20th. So I'm going to read some information briefly on the water signs, the significance of the water signs. Let's see. Horoscopes. What is the significance of the water signs? Let's see. All right, so the water signs are exceptionally emotional and ultra sensitive. They are highly intuitive and they can be as mysterious as the ocean itself. Water signs love profound conversations and intimacy. They rarely do anything openly and are always there to support their loved ones, is what it mentions here about water signs. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to proceed with a six card this week for the water signs with my cosmic insight um, cards. Cosmic insight cards for the water signs. Bear with me just a moment. Okay, dokie. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to proceed with pulling out the cards. What's going on this week for the water signs? What we're going to find out. All right, one, two, three, four, five, six. Just going to do it that way today. So we're going to do a six card Celtic cross. I think what I'm gonna do my spread that I came up with, the Christmas tree spread or tree spread. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and pull out seven cards. And then I'm going to read it um as I have indicated here regarding uh all right, so one, two, three, four, five, six, and seven. This is what I coined the Christmas tree or tree spread, which comprises of you're able to see, you may not be able to see, but I just came up with this spread myself. Alrighty. All right, so this is card one. This is what the circumstance is. I have patience. So I feel as though right now you need to, it says, in just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. So you may be waiting for a decision right now. You may be waiting for um, to see if whatever you want to put into fruition to receive your sign as to, is this the right time or should I wait? All right, so Bear with me just a moment. All right, so for some of you out there, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, um, intuition. I feel as though you're very intuitive, um, and being an intuitive person, don't be an impulsive person, right? You need to um, be very calculating in your actions. Don't be so quick to jump to conclusions at this particular time. As I mentioned, this is the witching season, so you may be presented with a lot of low vibrational energy during this time of the year, as we all will. Um, I do show that there is love by me pulling the commitment card here. There is love in the midst right now. So I don't know if you're not in a relationship, you will be in a committed relationship. And if you are in a committed relationship, things may go into more of a serious phase, right? All right. Let's get a little bit of past, present, and future. All right. So I do show that this relationship that you are in or were in, that there was a relationship with someone in the past before getting to this relationship that you are in now. It was a waste of your time and you had to move from that relationship. For some of you, this may be a rebound situation, and we all have been there where we become so codependent in the conveniences of being in a relationship that we jump up and get into something else. So you want to take your time. I do think time is of the essence for many of you out there in regards to commitment. It is serious, but you want to make sure that you are making good decisions and not impulsively making the wrong decisions. Now, right now, I have intimacy as the present. It says sexual chemistry, reminiscent. So I do feel as though, in terms of intimacy, things are favorable for you and whoever this person is. Things will manifest. I have manifest card in the future. It said, tell the universe exactly what you want. So I honestly feel as though with good positive vibes and good positivity, um, things will manifest favorably for you. A lot of you out there, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, things will manifest for you in the up and coming future. I think this is the biggest thing that you need to you and the person that you are with is communicate. Something lets me know that there's not a lot of communication that is going on within the relationship. So you need to be doing a lot more communicating of one's um, desires, lack thereof, or whatever the case may be. Because I'm gonna explain something to you. Um, I said this before in the past that the attack was on relationships. Well, I don't think it's no different now because coming in 2025, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to come to a realization about some things, right? So it's going to take communication. It's going to take somebody that's going to be able to stand the test of time. If you're in a situation with somebody that's going to leave you high and dry, you don't want to be attached to that type of energy. That type of energy show you from the jump what they're capable of doing. So they would get you in the long haul, right? So you need to be on one accord, whoever you are in a commitment with. And that's all, across all of the signs, okay? But we are focusing on the water signs, which are the Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. And let me go back to my zodiacs because we are in the month of December. We are in the month of December. Give me just a moment. Okay, so we are in the month of December, which is the Sagittarius. And let me pull out my guide as to what the significance. Well, I'll just click on Sagittarius, which is a zodiac sign. So it says the greatest compatibility is Gemini and Aries. So at this particular time, me being a Gemini, I may not have nothing too much to worry about in terms of the energy space right now. Now, these are the personality traits or the energy I would like to say in regards to Sagittarius. Generous, idealistic, great sense of humor. The weaknesses are promises more than can deliver, very impatient, will say anything no matter how undiplomatic. Their lights are and being outdoors. The dislikes are clingy people, being constrained off the wall theories and details. It mentions that they're curious and energetic. Sagittarius are the travelers of the zodiac. Their open mind and philosophical view motivate them to wander around the world in search of the meaning of life. Sagittarius is an extrovert, always optimistic, full of enthusiasm, and ready for changes. It says that they're always preoccupied with mental work, but when they find grounding, they show their ability to transform visions and thoughts into concrete actions and circumstances. So your creativity, I feel, will be honed during this time because we are in the time frame of the Sagittarius. Compatibility is, according to here, the Gemini and the Aries. So this may be some very favorable energy for you at this time, but this is the witching season, I would say. All right, let's get a little bit more information. We did do the main reading for the zodiac sign. Let's proceed into, and as I mentioned, the water sign comprised of Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So this may not necessarily resonate with all of the signs. It could be a Cancer male versus female, Scorpio male versus female, Pisces, either way. Um, so let's get a little bit, let's do a three card. Uh, mm. All right, the universe card. So for some of you, I feel as though you may be under some karmic energy at this time. I get the magician card, so there may be a little bit of deception that may come in because, as I mentioned, this is the witching season. I get fortitude card as well. Let's look this word up. I'm having to. This part about the fifth or sixth time I'm looking up this word. Fortitude. Courage in pain and or adversity. So for some of you right now, and I do believe you're going to be experiencing some karma energy at this particular time. During this time of the year, oftentimes people suffer from seasonal affective disorder where um, they become depressed, they become reclused, what have you, and sad and blue. Yes. So you may be become susceptible to that energy space. Um, During that time, I think the enemy is on the prowl. Before awakening today, it kept showing me, um, kept thinking about Zora Neale Hurston, which is a literary pioneer in literature that wrote, many books or what have you. And being chased by this spirit. I Something gives me the sensibility that this person was chased by a spirit during her lifetime. Let me actually look up her zodiac sign. Zora Neale Zora Neale Hurston. Okay, so it mentions that she was from Nostalsogo. I guess that's how you would say it. Alabama. She was from Alabama. She was a writer and an anthropologist. January 7th. So, what is the significance of January the 7th? Let's take a look. What zodiac sign is that? January the 7th. Okay, so this person was a Capricorn. Capricorn is what her sign was. But yes. And I don't know how accurate that was either, because I know, a lot of people, even in my family, don't know the accuracy of their birth certificate and things like that. That's why it's very important to keep these things um, or what have you, so you would know your history, right? All right, so I have Nine of Cups card here. So the Nine of Cups says wishes come true, material abundance, good health. For many of you, um, you've been waiting, as I mentioned earlier, for some results. I think things are going to be favorable for you in terms of your health. I have Five of Cups here. So Five of Cups mentions loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned or unloved. I think that is something that you will come with all of us during this time of the year, because it is witching season, which means it's kind of dark out a little earlier, and it's cool and cold, and oftentimes we're shut in, right? Particularly when our relationships are not that favorable, it can make us even more susceptible to that low vibrational energy. I get King of Wands. King of Wands card mentions a bold leader, power, charm, and courage. Yeah, I think this is the time right now for you to, if you are outdoors type person, get into some activities that will help to build up the spirit. If you're an indoors person, do the same thing. Take up a hobby or learn a new skill or whatever the case may be. We have Page of Wands here. All right, so the Page of Wands mentions an active kid, new project, creative ideas. So for some of you, I do feel as though you are in the works of doing that now, creating a hobby or skill for yourself, uh, for as a pastime. We have Three of Cups. The Three of Cups mentions friendship, celebration, a circle of support. Yes, so for many of you, you may need to reach out and have that contact, humanly contact. Some people need to have friends and family to support them, to encourage them, and be there for them. They need to have that intimacy, that encouragement and the hugs and things of that nature. These are some things that help them to flourish. I have the Lover's card. So, for some of you who may be uh, looking for love, I do show that love, not necessarily love as in it's something that is committed, but yes, you may see a flock of energies that come towards you, sexual energy even. during this time, because during this cold season, typically people want to be cuddled up and they want to be in the home, right? So for some of you, you may get your wishes, okay? We have the lovers card here. Partnership, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. All right, the next card again, I have Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles mentions giving or receiving, help, generosity. So for some of you out there, you may want to consider volunteer work, charitable work, at a lot of these nonprofit organizations and things of that nature to help with some things that will bring you purpose, right? Oftentimes, when we're stuck in our rut and we're feeling down and depressed, it's because we may be plagued with not feeling like we matter or measure up, if that makes sense. So you begin to pick up on that low vibrational energy, is what I'm getting at. I kept thinking about Zora Neale Hurston, and she wrote a book called Their Eyes Was Watching God, and that just kept in the scheme of my mind upon awakening to the day. And it mentioned to me and me having my dream, because I don't know too much about this person, that this person was being played by a spirit and it was being taunted by essentially God, but it was the angel of death to get this person to do something that this person was fighting against doing. All right. So we will oftentimes find that. Um, Now, from the research that I've done on her, and it was just a small bit of research, not no extensive research. This person did not receive notoriety for her works during her time on Earth, is what it lets me know. So, oftentimes, you don't know what you had until it's gone, so to speak. And I think this is the case of her and many figures in not only Black history but American history or history all over the world. We, when they move on, then in turn, it's just put it this way: when we look back at things, oftentimes we'll have a feeling of longing and memories and gratitude and appreciation. But when they are here, we are not able to we're not able to capitalize or capture. That's what I'm trying to get at. Able to capture the essence of that person until they're no longer here, until they're gone. So I think the scenario with Zora Hurston, Zora Neale Hurston, and many others is the same way. Like this person didn't, she wrote these books, but this person did not, from what my research, make a living, much of a living off of her literary work. Okay. So we have Page of Wands. Energy. Be conscientious and aware of the energy. And what is energy? We know scientifically what energy is. I'm talking about in the spiritual sense, which ultimately is one and the same. So basically, energy is God giving you a spiritual sense about what manifests in the physical. You'll be able to correlate the two. Um, this person I feel, and I'm being pulled, even though I'm doing my zodiac reading, for whatever reason, I'm being pulled by her spirit. Because the night before last, I cannot think of who the person was, but their mind in my third eye, I just kept on focusing and fixated on them. And they were speaking to me telepathically wise and giving me insight and knowledge. That was the night before last. It was a male. And I can't think of, I know who the person was. It's a famous actor. It's like I was reading this person's spirit. Last night, I had a vision of, wasn't a vision, it was more or less insight regarding the author Zora Neale Hurston. And in the mist, it was like I was seeing through her eyes. She was in the field, and it was like a shroud of energy. That's the only way I can explain it. That was like like a sheet of a shroud of energy in the field in the skies. And this person was played with um deep emotions, picking up energies from the past of those who are no longer here. And this played this person throughout their life. Now, this is the sensibility I'm getting in my third eye last night. And in essence, she began to write down accounts of things that was transpiring and correlating it to what was written down in the book versus what was seen. And she was able to put it all together to get a synopsis as to energy. And that's what was so strange about that. I think in my insight that this person was being played by the angel of death is what I feel, to get her to do some things. I think a lot of her writings were done out of idleness and out of fear of being transitioned, like fear of death. And it also made it apparent to me that a lot of things that you may see that is done is the same way. Like they just doing it because they see death is on them, right? I get the Queen of Cups here. Healer. See, this is the thing. I feel as though this person potentially had something physically going on with them, or potentially mentally going on with them, like in regards to their health, nutrition, and things like that. Because as I mentioned, uh, according to the research I've done on her, she did not receive a lot of money for her works. And oftentimes she had to work odd jobs to make a living or keep a living. And I'm thinking that she possibly did some things that she did not want to do in order to sustain a living. And as a result, I think um, it may have been some times where this person didn't have enough to eat or drink or whatever. I get Queen of Wands here. Says assertiveness. Queen of Wands mentions a feisty person, confident, self-assurance. Despite of, I think the tenacity of this person is the main thing. We have Three of Swords, division. Something lets me know that they made this person a figure in history, particularly African American history, because something set this person apart from what is the negative depiction of us as blacks or even African Americans. All right, we have Wheel of Fortune. So is that in a favorable sense versus not? Because I do, you know, some research that this person began to get into occultism and voodoo and hoodoo and things of that nature as well. I think that is written in code to tell on some things that this person was doing in terms of their sensuality and sexuality, but we're not going to put that out there, right? I have Wheel of Fortune here. Cycles of life. So the Wheel of Fortune card says good fortune and turning point, gambling, and luck. Right. So I think this person pretty much was kind of like a, how can I put it? When you don't want to conform to this life existence and you are contrary to what is kosher or right, you are oftentimes taunted by energies. And I think this person was such as that. Taunted by energy spaces and energies to get you to give up the ghost, if that makes sense to anybody. I get this card here. And even though this is a water sign and it mentions that this person is a Capricorn, which I think the Capricorn is a what? Fire sign? Let's see. No, the Capricorn is a earth sign. A earth sign. So I'm still going to, because being a medium, you pull, right? I'm still going to pull off of that energy and do a reader, right? We got Six of Swords moving on. Mentions a necessary transition, relocating, moving, right? I think this person was being played again by images and external forces that they was able to see. I honestly feel as though that's normal. I more so than people will let you on to know. I think that certain people are more susceptible than others, but ultimately I feel as though that's normal. And then I have Judgment card here, the Awakening. I think this person received an epiphany, clarity, a final decision, a wake up call, your life's purpose. Right. Something lets me know that this person was receiving messages from God, if that makes sense. Um, and she was afraid of God. She knew how to contribute to potentially what is written in the biblical text or Bible, right? You have a fear of what this is. This is God. This is their eyes are watching God, so to speak. Um, but yes, I was able to see through the eyes of her in terms of energy, if that makes sense to anybody. Let's get out of get out about three more cards, and I'm going to actually bring this to a close. And I think the reason why I played to speak about this is because of me thinking about what transpired with the killing of the homeless guy on the subway and his killer being exonerated. And somehow, in my sensibility, again, this podcast and YouTube channel, Magic Mind Medium, is for entertainment, informational purposes. You would know, and spiritually, people would know when they're carrying out the desires of others or someone. And I think that's what that was. That's what that cockiness this person feels in regards to um what he did. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that um spirit knows spirit. You will know when you are carrying out the desires of someone, despite of. You will see through fate and phoniness is the point. I'm gonna pull out a couple of cards because I'm gonna read on being pulled, being pulled. I can stay focused, but I'm being pulled. You will know when you can tell by the way this person walked and that cockiness. that you are carrying out someone's desire, if that makes sense. Like this is what someone wanted, despite of. You'll begin to see putting on a show, caution. I have Eight of Swords here. Says self-imposed restriction, isolation, imprisonment. I have Two of Coins here. Two of Coins mentions two choices, multitasking, wham, and options. I get the King of Coins here. A solid and practical leader, wise investors. Yeah, somebody, I think this was premeditated. I feel as though this person knew prior to, is what I feel. That day, like when I woke up, when he woke up that morning, he had it in his stance that he knew. I honestly want to say somebody pushed that up. Just gonna be honest about it. Let me smudge. I feel as though somebody pushed that up. See, there's a lot of things that goes unsaid versus what is said. Get Six of Swords. Six of Swords is a necessary transition, relocating, moving. Right. You would know when the desire is not. This person potentially did not have the support as they thought they deserved or needed. Right. Let's pull out two more cards. I get red all around. I get red. All of these cards has red, 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 red. Hmm. How strange is that? Red, 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 red. I'm being pulled. I'm talking about Zora Neale Hurston, and now I'm pulled over here to the subway homeless death. Okay, we get Six of Cups. Red is all around. Six of Cups. Nostalgia, gifts, innocence, reunion. I get Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups says a romantic love, partnership, proposal, and marriage. I think in relation to this, it was a proposal. That's what I feel. And I'm just going to keep it at that because I'm not that type. I don't know nothing about this case. I don't really follow these cases too tough. And I don't want no um body knocking on my door and all this other stuff. It's just an opinion. We all can have opinions, right? That's all it is an opinion. Let me pull out my telepathy cards. You know, some people don't think you're supposed to have an opinion, which is sad and odd. Yeah, you don't supposed to have an opinion about anything. Right. I'm gonna pull out five of these telepathy cards to get a little bit more clarity. And as I have the uh, police car siren to siren through, get soul. Something was going on with the person's soul. Yes, something was going on with this person's soul. Both of them. I think it was both of them. Get 1111, which is an angel number. Yes, 1111 is an important number for twin flames, symbolizing harmony and balance in soulmates. There was a commonality amongst the one who was the perpetrator as well as the one who died. An illusion. Avoid the trap of mistaken fantasy for real soul connection. Right. I think there was a commonality in how they felt about this life experiences. Not to say that they was on one accord. It's to say that there was a commonality as to how they viewed this life experience. Is what I'm saying. Attract. That's what brought in the attraction, the pulling of that energy. Because you could be attracted to something. I'm not saying like, okay, I see a man, he's nice look, I'm attracted to him. And you're instantly pulled. You also can be attracted to something that is not nice looking as well, by way of spirit. Like if there's something within you that will attract you, I mentioned a reference to the Queen of the Dam movie. When you begin to summons energy and spirits, right. You have to be very careful when you partake in love spells and summoning, because when they show up, they are aware. It's the point that I'm getting at. They are aware that I am carrying out someone's desire. And how would you know the difference between if you are carrying out someone's desire versus not? Because God will put you in, and words just can't explain it. He will put you in such a motion to where you would just know. You would just know that this is what is expected of me. I kid you not. This is what is expected of me. I get Cupid. Love is in the air. I don't when Cupid is around. See, I think Cupid in this situation is the angel of death. See, a lot of people are not going to admit to this. They're going to tell you to hush because we don't need you come around here with your theologies and your ideations contrary to what we have already formatted. And that's why I said this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. I don't think 10 people even watch nor even pay attention to my podcast and YouTube channel. And guess what? I am totally fine. But just in case you do, you may be prompted and pulled to listen to it, if that makes sense. Because those who are spiritualists would know that spirit pulls you to certain energy spaces by way of synchronicity at certain time to give you a message, right? So say for instance, kept getting up this morning. I got up at a certain time this morning, and it was like, okay, look at the clock. And someone that I know in my past who has that birth date as the clock, he gave me a sensibility about, okay. So I am being guided by spirits, particularly when they have transitioned over from this space. Yes. Some images and things that have been put in the scheme of my mind, it will walk me to the clock. This relates to this. This relates to that. So you will know what you know, what you know. Can you prove this in court? Chances are no. 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 It's just something that you have to go through yourself. All right, let me go ahead. I'm going to pull out my, and I'm going to bring this to a close. So I think what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to start doing my zodiacs. I'm going to pick figures in history. It's going to be more or less a mediumship zodiac reading. And I'm going to proceed to pick figures in history, do a little research, and then get my cards, my zodiac cards, and the other cards as well, and just do a reading on them to see if it's accurate, if this is in fact spirit coming through. Just like I just did on Zora Neale Hurston, which I will continue. Let's see. Today is Tuesday. So I'm gonna begin to do that on next Tuesday, or what have you. So I'm not gonna group them up anymore. It's gonna be based on that person's specific sign, and I'm just gonna do a zodiac reading on them and their sign. And we're gonna be doing that on Tuesdays. That's how I'm going to do that. I think that makes sense. Manifestation. Let's get some information regarding manifestation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have the tomb here. That may be important to somebody. Something in relation to whoever this person is that has transitioned over their grave. And I am speaking about the person that was put in a chokehold, the homeless guy up in New York at the subway. Something in relation to where he's buried. I don't know if it's going to be a sign or something, but something in relation to that. And get the thief here. So I don't know if it's something in regards to something surrounding this person's where they're buried. In regards to, it has the thief here. Maybe somebody stole from this person, stole this person's identity, why this person has this spiritual apathy, that give up mentality. This seemed to be a young person, right? I have vigilance card to show up. I have the summer. So I don't know if this person was born in the summer, months. See, I don't know because I don't do too much research. I have the awakening. I think this person went through an awakening prior to, and potentially there was some warning signs, but no one really paid attention to those warning signs. All right, so I am going to go ahead. I'm going to conclude this episode of Magic Mind Medium. And as I mentioned on Tuesdays, I will proceed to do Black historical figures and doing zodiac signs on them, doing a zodiac reading on them. I will begin with Zora Neale Hurston this coming Tuesday, who is a Capricorn based on the information that I got here. All right, until then, have a safe and wonderful day.